All right, let's talk about simplifying expressions. So hopefully by now, from our examples in class and from your notes from earlier last week, you understand that we can only combine terms that are called like terms. And remember, we talk about like terms are terms with the same variable raised to the same power. In this case, none of these have powers, so we don't have to worry about that, but just the same variable. And I'm just going to add that since that's part of the definition, raised to the same power. What does that even mean, Mrs. Stroh? So let's say we have 7b right here. Let's say there was also a 7b squared. We couldn't combine those two because they don't have the same variable raised to the same power. All right, so let's start to color code this based on what has the same variable. So I see this has 7b, so I'm going to put anything with a b is going to be in blue. 6b, are there any other b's here? There are not, so those would be the only ones we can combine. Let's do the color red for S. I see 8s and I see S. I don't see any other S's, so nothing else can be combined there. And then I see a constant of 5 and a constant of 10. And these are all the ones that are combined. Remember, we can only combine like terms. So once we have all of it organized, now I know I can combine 7b and 6b. And remember, we just use whatever operation is there, and we do that to the coefficients. So in this case, we see that it's plus all the way across the board. So we would just add the coefficients and then just plop the variable on the very end. Remember, coefficients are the numbers in front of the variable. So in this case, 7 and 6. So we would just add 7 plus 6 to give us 13, of course. And we just plop the b on the end, 13b. Easy enough, right? Let's try it with the next one. We have 8s and s. Well, what do we do now? Does that just equal 8s? If you remember correctly, remember anytime we just have a variable with no number in front, it has an imaginary 1. If it's just an s, that would be equivalent to 1s. So in this case, we'd add the coefficients of 8 and 1 to get 9 for a total of 9s. All right, and then, of course, we know how to add constants. You guys have been doing this since elementary school. 5 plus 10 would just give us 15. Now, I know some people want to take additional steps and add these together, but we cannot. Remember, we can only combine like terms. So this is what we're left with, 13b plus 9s plus 15. Of course, since this is addition, commutative property is applied. So if you have the same numbers but different order, like let's say it's 15 plus 9s plus 13b, that would still be correct. All right, so and let's talk about if we had values for this and we were asked to solve. So let's say now it said b equals 5 and s equals 12, and it says solve when b equals 5 and s equals 12. Same thing, we would just take this into our simplified expression, plug in 5 for b, plug in 12 for s, and then just go ahead and simplify. All right, so 13 times 5, I know that 10 times 5 is 50, 3 times 5 is 15, so that'd be 65, plus 9 times 12 is 108, and plus 15. And you would just add all of those together, so I know 65 plus 15 is 80, and then I know 80 plus 108 would be 188. All right, hopefully those examples help you out. Remember, you can always join the live if you're still stuck.